As a 5D mystic and channeler, I do my lovely tarot readings a little bit differently because my collective is a group of people that are not in any way, shape, or form codependent types. So you don't need to change anyone or the world or yourself. You don't need to take care of the world or yourself. Nobody is in need of a superhero. There's no supervillain. There's no need to rescue or not rescue, because that is all verbiage of those who are still in a situation where they don't know about their attachment system, one, so that they long to be seen, to be soothed, to be safe and secured with another. And those are all in a 4D bandwidth and or other soul age groups. This is not a competition. The 5D collective is comprised, as I just shared, of functional adults. So emotionally speaking, you have maturity with your basic 6 emotions. You also have joy with and without people, because your attachment system does not long to connect, because you're good with being who you are with your flaws and imperfections. And of course, you're good with others. You do the lover's dance of the tango. And so this is where the difference is. You're always emotionally available. The people who are 4D or other soul age groups, they learn to become, if they want, we're going to see in the future, their own piece of Purusha Prakriti. The 5D collective, on the other hand, is already their own piece of consciousness, and it's one big ball of energy. That's how I'm going to talk about it. So my readings are different, and I am right now channeling and reading for a 5D collective that is about 30% is the number I'm getting. And I usually do lengthier versions on the podcast. So this one's going to be a short one, but the gist is all I need to share with you. You have been through experiences that challenged you, not in a way that is tragic. The 5D collective does not do the human suffering bit, because there's a way that they navigate their left and right mode. So sensations, images, thoughts, feelings that come up are not tsunamis. People who have instead had tsunamis, and they've luckily found good therapists, those are the trauma-informed, somatic-informed, they have supported those to move into being good with their body's sensations, and that journey has led them for sure through a transformation. The butterfly, caterpillar to butterfly. We have 2 forms, ones who have moved out of that shame defectiveness, therefore unresolved trauma, to the extent of where the body was either in dysregulation or modulation. And so torture, I shouldn't do that, because actually the trauma memory is really painful. So it's not actually, it's torture. I don't know that experience personally, but I've heard enough about it to know that it's painful. In the description from one of the lovely therapists that I took a trauma-informed course with, describes the pain. So I'm not going to describe it so that I don't bring it into our mix, but my heart goes out to all of those who came into their enlightenment, into their Purusha Prakriti from that end, because it's not in any way, shape, or form something that we should smile or talk about the devil or evil, because it has nothing to do with fictitious figures. It has everything to do with our embodied brain and our households and the entire human species having unresolved trauma and stuff we're not going to talk about. So, long story short, some people got here and it was very challenging. Others, not as challenging, because relationship with your body is positive in that when sensations come up, there's no tsunami. But still, whatever happened in this past year has led you to experience the depths of the profound with Krishna Lila. That's my 5D collective. Again, we know how to explore our emotions because we're good with being human. That's the number one. So we don't say, I'm suffering. No, it's, I'm a person. I have emotions. I have dealt with things that were unexpected, unwanted. I'm not sure, whatever, I didn't like it, but we do dharma. There's the likes, dislikes. I can handle it because I'm alive. I got hands, I got feet, I got a roof. Okay, so there's always the ability to maintain a level of composure while having some inner conflict, because inner growth is how you unburden within your own mind, because that's what a 5D person, integration of the brain, is where you handle the very challenging situations inside you with sense of security. 4D and other soul age groups long to be seen so they can feel soothed, so they can feel safe, so they can feel secure within their own body. So emotional immaturity and security is not an offense. It's people who seek for another to support them, take care of them, change them. It's, again, a personal choice. In the meantime, for my 5D, instead, what you went through is transpersonal, and in fact, your third eye, which basically is introspection, was awakened to inner well-being. I can be my own safe haven, because you love who I am, with flaws and imperfections. I can speak my truth. I can also be my own secure base. You know what values you hold, you know what interests you hold, you know you want to dance a tango with lovers, not be with people who don't know how to tango but want to wrestle. And there's no judgment. Love, for my 5D, you already know this, Purusha Prakriti, love is nurturing life beyond opinions and prejudice. Our lovely Sadhgurus out there sharing spirituality journey for those who want to be in the spirituality soul age group. So the soul contracts that a 5D anything is that we're all humans and we're here to grow together. So being able to create mindful relationships, it's because you're your own safe haven, secure base. That means that you're always one with your own self. And you did get to understand that you're imperfect like anybody else, but that's okay. Because you can work with the group that is curious. And in fact, curiosity is what engages your ventral vagal nervous system. And right now, what we have are a bunch of lovely, safe haven, secure base people who know how to use their left and right. And integration is awesome because that's the optimal well-being of a person. So left and right, and be in a restorative embodied self, with or without yoga. Some people will have had the practice of yoga, which supports you to put into action your ventral vagal nervous system. It's a portfolio of those types of exercises. Thank you, Stephen Porges, the polyvagal theory doctor, explains our three main modalities, or the only ones for now. That's what the science methodology. He's still building his empirical data. So when you look up polyvagal theory or Stephen Porges, Wikipedia, for example, says it's unproven, and yet the majority of the therapists that I've learned from, but they're all trauma-informed and somatic-informed, and somatic experiencing. So like with Peter Levine, somatic experiencing, he helps us to understand trauma memories stay stored in the bones, the tissues, and the muscles. We have our entire group of epigenetics. So there's different pieces of information we bring together. I'm the pseudoscience lady, but I love scientific methodology, and I know that our lovely 5D educators are doing what they can to help to explain aspects. So what we're doing right now, though, my lovely collective, is that you're finally able to be in your emotions really in a way that is nice. And you look forward to connecting with those who can dance the tango. And so with curiosity, because you have what is called true confidence, a functional adult, somebody who can talk about their emotions, direct communication. So independent people don't do the let me make a joke instead of tell you what I want to talk about. When somebody is in an indirect communication, when we meet people who have the adaptive child modality, which is, I'm going to prove that I'm right, or I'm going to try and prove that you're wrong. I'm going to make it all about myself. I'm going to try and control the situation. I'm going to retaliate the minute you begin to not basically be on the same page as me. And the retaliation isn't much. It's people who just get very agitated. And then sometimes they will weaponize words, quote unquote. So a infinite higher human consciousness potential person, which is a 5D collective. Right now, you know how to use your brain. You know how to use your body. So you're aligned, that's why Purusha Prakriti, with the physical, the mental, the energetic, which is our lovely nervous system. And then you hold your values and the heart body. And if I and you and I'm talking, you can insult me. I'm most likely not going to be reactive. The people that we are still learning to handle our emotional triggers with are always going to be our lovely family, because they're the loved ones that we will have grown up with. So there's pain points, if you will, or personal stuff that is a lot more intricate. However, the adults know how to be loving and compassionate. We do not shame, blame, fault, or revenge. Our words are not, let me point a finger at you. That's not a conversation. No, it's, let's talk, shall we dance? So we hand our hand so that we may dance, a lover's dance. And this is with curiosity, because we know nobody chooses unresolved trauma. Our entire human species is awesome. We've evolved, and none of our past people chose to have trauma that would lead them to be in their survival mode. So please create mindful relationships, as you're already doing with yourself and others. Safe haven, secure base, compassion. My Zen masters will be back with more.